Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so we're going to start the reading by pulling a card. I'm just going to kind of see what the energy, we have the Prince of Cups, okay? So we have a very emotional vibe, okay? This is something that you cannot stop. Like, it's not like I'm just gonna, bob and weave and just ignore the texts and don't take the calls, and I'm not watching the news, and I'm not getting on the Facebooks and, all the things, right? Yeah, it's still, it's like you can't get around it. The emotion is there, right? You can control how you react to it, of course, but the experience of feeling something or having an emotion come up, sometimes that's just completely out of our control. So when we have the Prince of Cups, we have this energy of like a big swell happening, right? This is the water coming in, meeting land, right? The waves rolling, the fury of it all. It doesn't have to be angry. It's just intense. Okay? There's intense emotion. Now, we're going to turn this. I have the cat hair. Jumped off of my sweatshirt and got right on the cup. Okay. And I want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on the reading. I feel very privileged to be able to do these readings for you, and I'm just happy that you're here. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that we're both here right now in this moment. Okay, so I'm seeing a large Z. We have a Z. Now, to me, it almost looks like it's like K-E-Z, possibly. Or X-E-Z. Could be X-Y-Z. X-Y-Z. That makes sense. X-Y-Z. So, what does that mean when we hear somebody say an XYZ? Like all of the rest, right? All of it, all of the rest. From A to Z, X, Y, and Z. Okay? So make sure that all the bases are covered. Make sure that you're going over it. Do the inventory. Really go over with a fine-tooth comb. Now, immediately it made me think of taxes, right? We're getting into that tax season, baby. Ugh. But, whatever it is in your life, there is something here that maybe you've been avoiding. Maybe you have, found every other priority to meet except for this thing, this task, this deep clean, this decluttering, this going through, what is it? It could be emotional. It could be in our physical world. It could be, one of those moments in life where you find yourself like, I'm right here. It's the now. I'm still upright. And I can't live the way that I've been living anymore. I just can't do it. You hit a wall, an impasse, a moment of clarity, and you have to start looking at your life, not just the thing that we think is affecting us, right? The whole context of it. Where is it related? All of its little tendrils and roots and so on and so forth. And so we take inventory of what is going on, what is happening, what are the variables. And so I see you in this place where you're not going to let anything slip by because you are devoted to change. You're devoted to some kind of evolution here, now. So, what else do we have? As I turn it, we have the same tea leaves, but now we're looking at this as a person. So we have a head, arms, legs, reaching out, kind of pointing. Now we have another person here. Their mouth is even open. You can see right here. Here's their body, their legs, and they are pointing upwards. Okay, now it looks like we have the archetype of Kronos or death, and that's where they're pointing. Look, it looks like a person in a shroud of some kind with their arm up with a scythe, right? So death, we know, is the archetype of the psychopomp or time, right? That's also Kronos or Saturn. This is an energy of something coming to its end, right? And it feels like it's like, okay, now I'm aware. I'm like, all parts of me, all of my circuits are like, okay, look. This thing is coming. It's coming quickly. You know, the thing with the death card versus the hanged man or the tower card is the death card is like, okay, it's over. Not it, you know, we have like all this time and then it's going to be out. No, it's over. Done. Fade to black, right? So there is an ending for you here. Okay. Over here we have, again, it looks like the Ace of Cups. We have a flower kind of coming out of it. Now I want to turn this way. We go from Now, I also want to point out, I was going to skip it, but I want to point this out. We have an F that reminds me of the F of Facebook. I don't know. That seems like something important for you for some reason. I don't know what it is, but there will be something there for you. You know, maybe you're taking I'm on a break from Facebook main myself. You might be taking a break as well. You know, you might, somebody might reach out to you that you've been looking for, or you've been hoping would talk to you, or, you know, something like this. It might be a place where you find something that really is going to help set you in a direction, but I would pay attention, okay? Just a little bit more. Not like, don't spend all your time on there or anything, but, you know, you can on YouTube, but no one else. Okay, so as we turn this, we have the house, and look at how it looks like a house, like so evidently. You can see the roof here. Here would be like the door, and these are the walls and the little chimney, and it looks like a tree, and above it like a star. Now, Now we also have, the wizard over here, or the magus. We have another house right here. We also have a fish. We have a fish. That Ace of Cups. Now, I feel that there is a time here where there are two households, two families possibly, or two parts of the family. I see this as being a time where you come together. Now, we also have the chicken up here, okay? this feels like rich luxury. Now the chicken looks like one of those fancy chickens, like with the long silky feathers, and they have different kinds of fluffy hair things or little pom-poms on their heads or whatever. But to me, it feels like where you had maybe been trying to find a way, it wasn't working out, but then you kind of start working together with somebody, and it feels like two households united. That's what I keep getting in my head. Like there are these two houses, and all around them there is abundance. So I feel you really having a moment here where everything feels like it is going in the right direction. And I feel like it has to be after we have that death archetype, right? Showing up, something ends, your old life ends. Something transpires where there is no fixing it. You just have to move forward. Now, you turn into the magus, right? Or what did I say? Did I say the magus or the high priest? I said magus. The magus, the wizard. So we have this world creator, right? So everything feels like it is lost. The waters are treacherous. They take everything from you and leave you there alone, stripped away of everything, or it feels this way. And you survive. You survive, for better or worse, if you want this or not, right? Here you are, and you must go on. And so you become the world creator, right? You are the architect. You are the wizard. Now, you also have these birds, right? And the birds are all about communication, sending messages, having something to say, to share, okay? So I feel like you are building upon that. It leads to this place that feels idyllic. It feels idyllic. To me, it feels like it's not easy for you to always trust putting your full self into something when somebody else also has some kind of power in the situation. It's not easy to relinquish that control, but I find you learning to do that through this union. Okay? And I feel this life coming together for you, for all of you. Okay? Money. That's the big thing here. Money. Money will flow in your direction if you can balance this union. Now, is it romantic? I don't know. Is it business? It could be, right? Is it like a coworker? Yeah, maybe. Maybe these are two departments. You're working together. You're forming a team or whatever. I don't know. But it feels like this is going to be something that is really successful for you. Okay? Now, we're going to go over here. We're going to check this out. And we have... It feels like... Sorry. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Okay. I had an itch all of a sudden. It feels like somebody divining for water using like dowsing rods. I think that in this next time, this is a period where your ability to follow your intuition is going to be important, but also going beyond that, maybe even training yourself through, you can use systems. There are books about all of these subjects, and I'm sure there are a lot of different opinions on ways to divine and so on and so forth. But getting yourself into the practice of at least learning to hear that instinctual feeling and your intuition. Okay. Learning to get into that. If you're a little more advanced, or you've spent more time with this, you're already somebody who is in touch with your abilities to see and so on and so forth. Finding your way into that in-between place, right? That place where the abstracts are still abstracts, and you maybe visualize, or you smell, or you hear, or maybe you experience the words through meeting with another being or something. We all have different ways of getting in there, right? Like I don't know how it is processed for anybody else, but for me, I always kind of explain it as, if a situation, a person, a memory, or whatever, if you could think of that as being like a room, like if we're looking at it like it's like a set where it's like a diorama, you can see into the room, you can see where everything is set, right? And usually you would be the person in the room, like POV, and then you'd also be the person who is witnessing the person in the room. Okay. Now, this in-between place, it's like if you were inside the walls of the place and you could see all of the hidden things, all of the layers that are woven into a situation, a dynamic, a moment, right? And you begin to kind of shuffle through that data, right? Look for things that are familiar. Look for things that resonate with you, that you can feel. And so I have this instinct here that you are somebody who has probably more advanced natural ability. I feel like you've probably reasoned it off a lot, okay? But this is going to be a time for you to be able to develop some of that, because I think, up against the absurdity that reality is right now, I don't know. For me, it's very scary and horrific in a lot of ways. Also very freeing in that I'm just going to do all the things that I've been wanting to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to do all the things that I've been wanting to do, all the things I've been wanting to do for and with my daughter, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the world. The old ways are quickly disintegrating. That doesn't mean that we leave it all behind, but the old systems and institutes and, thought forms and viruses seem to be changing, falling away, both, right? And so I'm at a loss most days of what to think, what to do, what to say. Besides, I know more than ever that we must live, right? And we must live as fully, as loudly, as beautifully, as wild, just wildly, truly, as the animals, as the divine creatures, as the beings of frequency that we are. Because I don't know about you, I'm not going down like no punk. It's just not going to happen. And I'm tired of crying about it. So, I'm going to have some fun in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do some stuff that really excites me. That I've been putting off. Doing the ceremonies, rituals, spending, a little extra money on something special, and a piece of baklava. I could go for that right now. Whatever, man. Whatever. So that is all to say, I feel you not giving up. That's the big thing. There's no giving up in here. But there is a cutting away of what does not belong. And I don't think that you're willing to pretend anymore. Also, if you can douse, dude, for real, hone in on that. If you are somebody who can find, hidden things or all, water. If you are somebody who is, I don't know if you remember, I was practicing remote viewing. Still am practicing if anybody is interested. Always looking for partners, people to practice with. Remote viewer, if you can find water though, dude, like, keep working on these abilities, okay? They will be important and they need to be passed down too. They need to be passed down. We cannot rely on, I don't even know, analog or digital or written to pass on the knowledge that we have. We have to remember, we've been through many iterations. So we need to be talking to each other. We need to be singing songs, making songs about the important things, passing information along through art, through symbols, through living art. I don't know, whatever. I could go on and on. You know me, I'm a rambler. Let's do your lucky numbers. Okay, we have number 3. Lucky number 3. 62. 362 and 41. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll talk soon. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. Go and learn something today. And we'll talk soon.